Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Great Day Houston. Tag, you are it. You're this year's host for the holiday dinners. Just as important as the food is the holiday decor. Our first guest can help you create a table that feels warm, festive, and elegant with a touch of European Italian inspiration. Saula Valente with Simply Saula joins us with simple touches that can transform any table into a beautiful holiday gathering space. Ciao, Saula.
Ciao, Deborah. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I've been to your house before, and every time there is a holiday, you have a touch of that holiday all over the house, and it's just absolutely beautiful. You are from Venice, Italy, raised in a family of faith, tradition, and discipline. Your parents expected proper manners.
Yes, impeccable etiquette.
Yeah, it's interesting because that's kind of the European way. I think when we crossed the ocean and came to America, we lost that for a minute because we were just trying to form a nation, right? we were a little scrappy.
That's right.
But your refined skills were expected through that European culture. You learned Italian, French, and German. You practiced crochet, embroidery, and tea service, and posture. Let me get my posture right. What are your memories of those early days of celebrating the holidays?
Well, especially, besides watching the family chef cooking in the kitchen, I remember clearly Christmases or the Christmas decorations in Cortina d'Ampezzo, which is considered the Pearl of the Dolomites in Italy, with my aunt, and she would bake a lot. And that's how my love for baking started, because I was allowed to bake with her.
Yeah, in the kitchen. Yes. All right, you created your signature style, and you loved the home decor and those stylish escapes. When you moved to America, you didn't want to leave behind some of those European touches or Italian touches, but you also fused it with some of the things that we have here as well. When you started Simply Saula, now before the pandemic, your home was completely technology free. How was that possible, Saula?
Well, it was a decision between my husband and I. We wanted to raise the children with no TV, no phones.
Oh, did you say no TV, Saula?
Yes, no TV.
Stop your madness right now. and here she is on TV.
We would watch, movies. We have family movie nights, but with COVID, when COVID hit, everything changed. So technology stopped being a distraction and became a lifeline of connection.
Because you would connect with people in Europe,
Of course, yes. Well, we would do FaceTime before COVID with my family overseas.
Yeah. But it was also during that time of COVID, like a lot of us, they call it cottage core. We got back to some of those things that we just talked about: baking, cooking, spending time with the family, crafting and decorating. You got back to that, and your friends encouraged you to share your projects, and your children said, "Mama, you taught us to share and inspire. Now it's your turn," and that's why you launched Simply Saula.
That's right. It was born right there, and in that moment, not as a brand. I never intended to be a brand. It was really a gesture of hope for people that needed, in that dark time, a little bit of light.
Walk into a house that's decorated like this, it makes you smile, it makes you happy. Like, I'm even happy walking into the department store. And I walked into a Hobby Lobby and I was like, yes, look, it's Christmas time. And that was in July. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the things you did. People, when they see it all done, they sometimes can get confused or overwhelmed. Yeah, and so just start with your foundation. It can be as simple. I know I'm going to say this and you're going to cringe. I've actually used a white satin bed sheet before.
Yes, well, this actually comes from an open antique market in Puglia, which is the heel of the boot of Italy. And there's a market, an antique market, and I bought it there. And then you start with the basic, so it's some cedar and some branches from my farm, Il Paradiso.
So bringing in some nature.
Bring in some nature, keep on spraying in it so that it stays alive, because otherwise it will dry out.
And I know here in Houston we have like magnolia trees. Sometimes the magnolia leaves
magnolia, yes. I was actually about to bring it, but then I didn't.
Yeah. I do it every year because my next door neighbor had, now they know I've been plucking their leaves and doing but yeah, so we'll back up here. And so things that have a nod to the holiday season, you can pick your color scheme, but like things like this could be around all year long, but when you added these simple touches.
Yes, and you can open the door here. Instead of putting the traditional candle inside, I decided to put some glittery Christmas trees and sparkle some snow at the bottom, and then you can add a little pine cone wreath and certainly some velvet ribbon that this year is very fashionable.
Yeah.
And then
the ribbon,
the
I love,
ribbon,
yeah.
yes. I did 2 color scheme, 2 palettes, so that you can choose yours for your Christmas table.
Yeah.
So here's more rustic. The charger is a snowflake in wood, painted.
Yeah.
And
the nice thing about this ribbon right here, if you think you have not one creative bone in your body, you can lay down some
just like that.
Just
Yes.
right off the spool, just like that.
Yes, just like that.
All right.
In fact, this one is not really a napkin, it's actually a kitchen towel, but if you fold it in a way where you can read Christmas, it can become your napkin, especially for men at the table. They come very practical. That's something I learned here in America.
Well, look, I'm just going to tell you right now, if the food is that kind of good and you just need to wipe your mouth several times, you just get a kitchen towel instead of a napkin. All right.
And then a Nutcracker Market found are these paper placemats.
Oh, these
and
are
in
so
this
cool.
case says Dear Santa, so your guests can write their wishes or maybe their compliments.
Ah.
This is a snowflake name tag.
But I love that paper because it gets them interactive at the
Placement,
table.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
to do something.
yes.
And then of course more of those touches of nature that don't need. You can get the real ones if you want to, but these are super cool right
Exactly,
here to put on the
yes.
table. And a lot of it has to do varying heights, right?
Yes, yes. Of course, you need always to have something elevated and then something flat, but not all of one type.
Yeah.
One thing that I don't want to forget is the party favor. I'm renowned to give my guests a party favor. In this case, I just put a cookie cutter. It's a reindeer.
Aww.
It's kind of a theme here. This year I bought so many reindeers.
You get a reindeer, you get a reindeer, you get a reindeer. Everybody's going to get a reindeer. All right, now to one of the most popular things that you can have at a party that kind of fits everybody are the charcuterie boards. You can do all fruit ones, all vegetables ones, or ones like this that are mixed.
Yes.
And you can arrange them in so many cool ways. You made it look like an actual wreath.
Yes, this in fact is on a polenta cutting board. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a wooden round cutting board. I'm glad you like it. It's all from Italy.
This is a full meal right here. I love this.
Not really, but
So not really, but
I prepared the wreath with the same concept of the fresh cedar, but I added the spices from the garden. There's rosemary, oregano, pineapple mint, some branches of olive trees, and then some sage. And then, of course, you layer it with these skewers, which I find very clean and aesthetic, but at the same time healthy too, so people are just getting their own individual skewer. And I did some with the mozzarella and tomatoes, so the caprese, and some others with just the cacciatore salami.
You've got your crackers in here. And this is a
Yes.
table where if you're sitting down to dinner, you keep staring and you see something different every time. So all kinds of really beautiful touches right here. But let's get on down to what you have right over here. And
Well, we couldn't have espresso today here with you, so I prepared something special just for you. It's the mascarpone cream. I remember you loved it. And so you just have
I'm gonna take a little dip. She serves everything on a tray too.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That's the real deal.
And then I have a little job for you, Deborah.
Okay.
If you don't mind dusting some of this powdered sugar into the sbriciolata. This is a cake that I've learned in Puglia during one of my summer vacations.
Say what it is again?
Sbriciolata, which means
Briciolata.
crumbs, the crumb cake, because, and I'm gonna cut a piece. For you, I wrote Mary right here. I don't know if you saw it. But when you cut it, you see it's a very simple cake that you do with eggs, flour, sugar, and a little bit of butter, and then you prepare the crema pasticcera, which is the patisserie
Right
cream.
inside of it, yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
And you bake it for 30 minutes at 350, 60 Fahrenheit degrees.
That is bad.
Degrees Fahrenheit.
That is, you just caused a problem for me, Saula. Yeah, nice skinny Saula in her pretty little red dress has just caused a problem for me.
And you can also shape it if you want, into with a cookie cutter. You can shape and make it pretty.
Because it has that texture where it can almost be like a cookie.
Perfect. Yes, yes.
Well, Saula, thank you so much.
Thank you
for bringing us this
having me.
holiday decor this morning. And like I said, it just makes for a happy table and a table where you can have great conversation. And once you get used to doing this, you can start using your imagination to do all kinds of things. Find, even old antique ornaments that you had growing up and throw them on the table. And
there you go.
There. And speaking of, there you go. She has them right there. Thank you.
Thank you.
How do you say Merry Christmas in Italian?
Buon Natale.
Yes, that. All right. To learn more about Simply Saula, visit greatdayhouston.com and we'll connect you. And you also are on TikTok, Instagram.
Yes, follow Simply Saula. There I am.
There you go, Saula.